Will your special someone, your sweetheart, your desired partner, ever get out of their current situation? Will they ever start moving again? Whether it's because they're still in another relationship or their various situations or people in their life are still causing trouble, will there ever be any movement from their side towards you? Will anything ever happen, or will things stay stuck in this situation, in this stagnation when it comes to you? Let's take a look at that now. And dear ones, we're working with the collective here. The person cards are gender neutral, so your counterpart can be male or female. And a collective reading can't apply to everyone. A very warm hello filled with love, a big loving hug to all of you, and a huge thank you. Thank you for being here. And now I'm sending you lots of wonderfully loving energy, and may you all feel embraced. A heartfelt thank you as well for your kindness in the comments. It is so, so, so beautiful. Also, the way you always greet me, how you address me in the comments, it's just so wonderfully beautiful. I have to say, you always put a smile on my face, and your warmth, your kindness touches me so deeply, and I appreciate it endlessly. A heartfelt thank you. So let's see what's going on with your special someone and just take a look. Considering the current situation and the ongoing discussions, I am genuinely curious and would like to inquire if there is any indication or expectation of significant progress, development, or a noticeable shift in the current state of affairs. Specifically, will there be any tangible movement, action, or a change in direction that we can anticipate in the foreseeable future? Or are we to remain in the static position indefinitely? All right, let's have a quick look at this. So we already see some activity being shown. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles, something is slowly building up here. So he has problems. There's an issue here with him where maybe he's been lacking a bit of ambition. And yes, this kind of superficial way of looking at things. So there's something that's kind of rumbling inside him. But yes, there's a beginning. So something is starting to build up here. What exactly it is that's building up here, that's what we're going to take a closer look at now. But what's also being shown is the approach that a problem is being solved step by step from his side, step by step, right? Let's see exactly what it is, what else we get here. And, okay. We have the Nine of Swords. So your special someone, as I see him right now, I see him feeling very much in debt to himself. And there's real torment here, soul torment that I see, a secret. A secret, what it is, we'll take a closer look to see what else we can find out. But he's also keeping something secret here. And he's already quite worried, but what's also showing up is a guilty conscience. A guilty conscience is gnawing at him. And we're really dealing with a topic here, an area of despair, right? Problem, despair, solution, So you can definitely already see a bit of movement there. So, and now we also have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands also shows up. It's like, this rigidity that he might still currently be stuck in. And there's a bit of a delay there. So we do have something a bit slow in terms of movement, but here something is happening. So the ball is rolling. And it's like this because you're what it's about for your loved one. The problem, this rigidity they're stuck in, all of it, this despair, it's about solving this problem because he does want a new beginning. So here we have a change in activity that also shows itself for a new beginning, a transformation, because he wants to do something here, because he wants to get out of there. So let's take a look at what exactly it is and where he actually wants to go if he wants to get out. And then the activity comes in, right? Let's see what's going on there. I understand completely. Yes, that makes perfect sense to me now. I've taken it all in, and I'm in full agreement with what you've just explained. Everything seems to be in order, and I'm ready to proceed based on this understanding. Thank you for clarifying all the details. So, how he's doing his current situation, that is how he's feeling, is already being shown here. So, his issues, which we also have for him. And things definitely don't look good at all, right? So, in the current situation he finds himself in, he is definitely not doing particularly well at all. He is in a very difficult and challenging predicament, and he keeps swinging back and forth. I see him here totally caving in, and I actually have him completely full of worry. A worry, that's what showed up. It's showing up here again. And I see him completely closed off. So he's not doing well. I see him lying there, drained. So no matter what you see or hear from him on the outside, whatever issue we're looking inside at what's going on within this person, what's happening there. And yes, he's like this closed off, but everywhere problems are showing up in his situation right now. And his fears are also being revealed, and he shuts himself off. So he's completely closed off. He's totally withdrawn into himself. I see him very intensely caught up in his thoughts. And yes, these thoughts, there is definitely a connection here involving another person. So there could be, yes, indeed, people within his immediate environment, and even if he's currently in a committed relationship with someone else here, these are fundamentally his own personal issues, his deep-seated problems. And it's like he truly doesn't know anymore precisely where he should turn or which specific direction he should ultimately take in his life. That's what I see at the moment. But of course, we'll also look at how things will continue, what will come up, and how things will develop further. And we're definitely very curious to see what else we'll find out. Yes, here it's definitely about making decisions from the heart because his heart is also completely blocked. It's completely closed off. And yes, so we have a very clear picture here now. Can you all see this now? Yes, okay, good. So, regarding your special someone, whether there will be any movement here, whether anything will change, whether he will free himself from his situation, from the stagnation between you and him or her. Collectively, I see him here. He's really not doing well at all. He really brought this mess, or rather, this little mess, upon himself. So, I'd say it's actually a huge pot of soup he's cooked up here, not just a bowl, because he really does have some major problems. And the situation, whether he's still in another relationship with someone else, which I can also see a bit here. Yes, the secret that's also involved here. I also see that a separation is already showing up here because I see that everything between them is happening on the wrong, unhealthy foundation, this connection between the two. At the beginning, I was blinded by it. It really felt good. And hey, but this being blinded, fooling oneself. He was fooling himself the whole time. And it's like this, the situation he's currently in, whether it's about his finances or about a relationship with another person, if you say, okay, he's in a relationship with someone else, maybe you know about it, maybe you don't. That's actually being kept secret from you because it is, in fact, a secret. And as for the secret, we're going to get to that in a moment, what the real, true secret actually is. But with this person, I see a separation. The separation is shown to me very clearly. So there's really no room for discussion after this reading. And that's how it is, because everything is really just wrong. He also let himself be lied to here. He let himself be deceived. And the thing is, he basically just ran away completely and thought, okay, fine, running away, I see distraction here. But it's distraction from himself, not from you, but from himself just running away because he really didn't want to face his own feelings here. So we have a pretty strong energy here, one that we've actually seen quite often lately, and it's showing up again here. With these two, I see it like this. If you might be thinking or hearing from outside, like, hey, they're happy, they're doing things together, or maybe he told you this or that, everything's fine, and whatever. That's a complete lie. This is really all happening based on a lie because I see this relationship as being completely over. So basically, that's how I see the two of them. He has the breakup on his mind. She has the breakup on her mind. So both of them are completely thinking about breaking up. And yeah, there's already this distance and things have really cooled off, especially when it comes to communication. I also see distance here when it comes to meeting up and communicating. And when there is communication, there's always a bit of a stress factor involved. A stress factor, it's like there are two narrow-minded roosters here, him and her, and neither of them is giving in right now. So he's not backing down at the moment. No, he's stating his opinion and says, I don't want to. And she also says, no, I don't want to, you know, So there's no balance between the two of them. It's completely blocked here. And the connection I see between them is entirely on the material level. So it's just superficial. What we also saw here at the beginning, it was superficial. And now we see the superficiality being shown very clearly again. Because basically, it's always just his fears. So here it's like who is going to be the first to talk about breaking up, right? In the end, I see both of them and I think, how? Well, okay, is that even possible? How is that possible? Because I have him here, he's waiting for her to end the relationship and she's waiting for him to end the relationship. Because for both of them, it's really like this. When there's a meeting, maybe like it was for you, when I look at your meeting or your contact, it was like you left and he felt the same way you did. Like, wow, when will I see her again? And you, when will I see him again? And it's so warm and loving. I sense so much warmth between the two of you here, especially coming from you, what you radiate. You give warmth, you give a sense of security. Here, I feel a blast of coldness. It's like I have the Antarctic here. So we could build a snowman and race with the polar bears, but that's all I get from it, nothing more. With that, the meeting always feels frustrating to me. She's frustrated, he's frustrated, and there's always this blah, 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 always this complaining and grumbling. There's no agreement between the two of them. Maybe they talk about finances, their topics, because for her, that's always important. I see her here presenting herself like that. She is important. And as I said, even in communication, what might have been great at the beginning, the communication was excellent. Hey, it was a really great fit. But that person was also completely pretending. I mean, both of them were pretending. He was pretending. She was pretending. He's someone who runs away. And so is she. She just wants a distraction because I can also see that there's still someone else circling around her. Maybe it's the same for her. There was a relationship that was just ending, and then he came along and she quickly grabbed him because it was like, okay, I'll take him now. Then I'll have a distraction, and that will make it easier for me to get out of my situation. That's how I see this connection here. And he let himself be grabbed because he thought, okay, all right, now I have a distraction here that works, everything's fine. And he ran away because he was really running away from his feelings. And those feelings, that's the affection he has for you. And then we also have the issue. If other people got involved in your connection, in your relationship, always interfering in the whole thing, I also see here that was wrong. And I see him completely in this mindset. It was wrong. I let myself be deceived by outside influences, by others. I was just skimming the surface myself. With him, I see it very much in his thought patterns, and he knows that it was wrong. He knows that it was wrong, that he also kept things from you or didn't completely honestly, openly share his issues, things that might have been blocking him all along, what's going on inside him, where he worries, where he feels insecure, this restlessness, especially when it comes to love, because he never really opened up to you. And that is a very big issue. And that is a secret I mentioned earlier. The secret is that you are also very intensely, completely in his thoughts and very, very close to him. We have seen the change here. Here again, we see the change. The change is also that you are so close to him that he wants to open up to you more and more. Above all, what I find wonderful here is that he is opening up more even for himself. As I said, this will come to an end and he will end it too. So this situation will be ended. Let's put it this way. No matter what, either he will break up with her or she will break up with him. In any case, it will definitely end. Fact. In the end, it doesn't really matter who leaves whom. The main thing is that it's over, finished, done, because neither of them gave anything to each other here. So neither of them really showed true love or warmth here. It was all just on the surface. Doing things together, doing this, doing that, doing that. She always, I have this problem. Yeah, okay, then I'll take care of it. You have to do this and that like this now. I see her as very leading here, dominant, but in a playful way, in her own style. And he always made a secret out of it too. He was fooling himself completely. And he kept it a secret how much he actually loves you and above all, how much he misses you. And that's the issue. But now we have another topic here. So problems are really being solved here step by step. And he has already made a lot of progress because I see a very strong detachment from the old, completely letting go And then I really see him here with this double determination and also with speed. That's a completely spontaneous cut. And I also see this cut, the spontaneity between the two of them. Here there's a simmering, 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 but on both sides. And then maybe it's just a word, maybe just a word or a sentence that's said, not always fully spoken. Bam, it explodes. That's how I see this completely spontaneous cut, this break from the situation. Whether, as I said, he's in a relationship or it's about other people who have always interfered, who have always taken the lead. Even then, he will put an end to it all and really make a clean sweep saying, hey, listen, you can all just leave me alone. That's it. It's over. Leave me alone. And that goes for his own issues as well. He really does have issues. He has problems, but there's nothing here that can't be solved because he actually already has a solution in mind. He's solution oriented, and I see the solution here is completely pointing in your direction. So basically, you are the target direction. The goal in general is to open his heart, to truly follow his heart. And that's the very clear message we have here. Yes, of course, you're also deep in thought about all this, aren't you? Because when he reaches out to you again, you also start questioning a lot of things for yourself. I see you as very observant and very questioning. Is this really true? Is there going to be another break here? Is he going to pull away again? I completely understand you. And here, I actually get the impression that you're the one making the decision whether you want to engage in contact again at all, or maybe just be polite and say, hello, yes, thank you. I'm doing well, and that's it. Maybe you won't even ask him how he's doing anymore or anything like that. You won't continue the conversation because, as I said, I see you here as very distrustful and also very cautious. But I believe that I can absolutely understand you because I also see in you there's a kind of change happening within you because you feel this person so intensely. You are so close to him. You feel so connected to this person. And above all, you yourself are completely caught up in the sadness, in the disappointment, in the worries, in the uncertainty, because you're asking yourself, could it be that I love this person so intensely? Was I just fooling myself this whole time? But I say, no, you didn't, because the truth is you both feel the same thing. Only you opened yourself up. You are following your heart. He is now at the point where he's on his way to following his own heart. And yes, he will free himself from his current situation. No matter what, as I said, whether it's a relationship with another person or relationships with other people like, friends, family, whatever. So in general, it doesn't matter. He will definitely end his situation here, completely break free because he really, he just can't go on anymore. But as I said, he's the one who got himself into this whole mess, this pot of soup, and now he has to deal with it himself. And I mean, basically, I already have him pretty much lying there with stomach pains because he's already eaten quite a lot of that soup. But there's still some left. But bit by bit, as I said, he has to take a break every now and then to let his stomach digest a little before he continues spooning up his soup. So as I said, it really looks great. He's definitely also resolving the issue. Yes, he will definitely end it here, free himself from his situation. What's completely blocking him here? What's holding him back? Yes, the situation where there's stagnation in your direction. And as I said, you can see it for yourself. I see you completely present in his thoughts because he feels a lot for you, because I really see deep love for you here. But it's not that he feels this deep love fully right now, whoa, but rather it's something that keeps building up more and more. The love is there. It was never gone between the two of you. There's such a strong connection, and now it's like it just keeps growing. I mean, don't take this literally, but it's like every day it becomes more and more. It's getting more and more intense because he feels with you that there's an incredible connection. You have great communication, and there's also this sense of trust, this familiar, deeply rooted trust between you. And that's really important. So now let's take a look here. All right, we have the Five of Swords. Ah, the Five of Swords, Shim. So here it's like he's a bit caught up in this discord. And we still have a conflict here, but it's like he will also ask you for forgiveness. So no matter how you react, because that's what's also on his mind, this forgiveness, that you can forgive him. And as disappointed in himself as I actually see him here, he's also working on forgiving himself. That's what his inner self is really showing here. With the Five of Swords, it also shows that he's returning to harmony here, to a dialogue with himself, especially a dialogue with his heart, and he will fully embrace that. And this harmonious state with himself, with his heart, they come into alignment, and the warmth and harmony also extend to you. That is what he feels. So now we have, which I also find very beautiful, we have feelings, we have love. And with the Knight of Cups, it also means there is a lot of romance that he feels, because I see with your special someone in general, he is on this search for love, for warmth, for security, and that's what he always pushed away, what just floated on the surface. But what he's missing is warmth, and that's what you gave him. And maybe during the time you were in contact or in a relationship, he didn't really want to admit that, didn't really want to accept it. The time just wasn't right yet. But now he has really come into contact with what it is that you gave him, your warmth, your sense of security. And that's exactly what he wants to fully grasp again now, where he also says, okay, because he longs for it, for love, for security, for warmth, for togetherness. Because here, as I said, we're at the North Pole, right? So there you have it. Yes, and as I said, there's the romance that's being shown. Above all, he sees both your outer and your inner beauty. And there's, I would say, a deep infatuation that keeps growing stronger because he's feeling the love for you completely again. He's allowing it. And that's where great love is developing again, because we have a lot of big things here, big plans, especially regarding the further development between the two of you. But what I find really important here is that things are moving back into a relaxed phase between you two, into a state of ease. Above all, that he can finally break free from this tension and return to a state of relaxation, truly feeling his heart again, having a dialogue with his own heart. Dear ones, I sincerely thank you from the very bottom of my heart for watching this video, and I wish you a wonderfully beautiful rest of your day. Feel warmly embraced. Goodbye.